I'm Stephanie Langston for Yallwire in Nashville at BMI, where we are celebrating Eric Church's first #1, Drink in My Hand.
Up his cane, all I wanna do is put a drink in my hand. To fill it up, or throw it down. I got a 40-hour week.
All right, we're the songwriters behind the song. Is this just a party song, or is it a little bit deeper than that, guys?
Wow, I'd like to say it's going to change the world, but it's really about cutting loose on the week, having a good time. I mean, it's not, you know, it's not going to cure breast cancer or anything.
So were you guys having a good time when you wrote it? Tell us about that day.
We're having a great time.
We actually wrote this out on the road. We went out on the road with Eric, and it was after one of his shows one evening.
North Dakota.
In North Dakota, -7 degrees. And yeah, we got back on the bus, and everybody was just pumped up, ready to write. And we were seriously just thinking about his fans the whole time. I mean, I was picturing that because I just walked out there and was like, oh my gosh, his fans are crazy. And so
especially since it was 7 degrees out, and why are they even there? And they just rocked, and it was very inspirational.
Yeah.
This is not a first #1 for either of you, and your first one was 30 years ago.
Yeah.
But this is Eric's first #1.
Yeah.
Is it extra special for y'all to be part of his first #1?
Absolutely, because I've been in Eric's thing for about 9 or 10 years now. I've always, and the guy's, he's the real deal. I mean, he's the writer, he's an artist, he knows who he is, he's the real thing. So I'm excited as can be, and it's a fun song, you know.
Yeah, I just feel honored to be a part of it. I mean, Eric is, like Heeney said, he's such a great writer. I mean, he doesn't need either of us to write a song. So I'm just glad that I got to be part of the whole thing and get to hopefully add something. If not, just, you know, at least, you know, do the interviews for him.
And do jokes.
Yeah, do jokes. I like the jokes. So.
I just want to say that I came to town to be a songwriter, and I've been to a lot of these, and have never stood here. So there's a lot of people. There's so many people to thank, and all of you. I hope I've thanked you a million times in person, but I've thought about this a lot. And I want to thank one group, and that's the EMI promotion team. They were handed with me. Our first single was "Smoke a Little Smoke," and they didn't flinch. Our second single was "Homeboy." They didn't flinch, and they've believed it's not just about hit singles; it's about the right hit singles. And we've had a plan, and they have just. There's been bloodshed, to quote Chuck a time or two. You know, they get out the knives to make some of these things peak out at 15. But that 15 resonated, and you know, we've had a hell of a year. We've had a #1 album. We're selling out arenas across the country, and now we have #1 records.
I could never get tired of this. I hope that I mean, I love music so much, so to get a #1 is always like the icing on the cake, because nobody knows what songs went #1 unless you wrote it. Like next week, nobody will remember.
Right.
It, so.
Audience doesn't know. Just getting the songs out there is just.
And at this point, since you guys do have so many #1s, do you still have your first #1 plaque, and does it have a special spot in your home or office?
Yeah, I do. In fact, I have the original acetate that Billy Sherrill, the producer, sent over to me with George Jones' signature on it, saying thanks for a special song, thanks for #1. I do have that hanging up. I don't have a lot of stuff hanging up, but that is hanging up still. Yeah.
What about you, Luke?
I gave mine to my parents, and they have it like in my bedroom where I grew up. So I mean, I don't know how often they look at it, but
next to the Hulk Hogan.
Yeah, next to my Hulk Hogan poster. So.
Exactly.
Do you guys have some plans to work with Eric on anything in the future?
Yeah,
I have a lot of plans. I don't know if he knows about it. But.
We just actually this last weekend we were out on a 3 or 4 day trip writing with him. So yeah, we're cranking up, getting ready for the next record.
And as far as people thinking that we've had a lot of success and we're resting on our laurels, I think the band and we're out there every night. We're playing this music, and we're not satisfied. There's a lot more we want to do. We intend to be back here very soon on this same stage, and we're a force to be reckoned with, and we will be heard from. So thank you guys very much. I appreciate it.